So, what is a music teacher, and what do I believe about teaching music? I believe very simply at this moment two very important baselines. I think everything else is quite flexible, and everything you have to adapt to the change of where you're at and who you're working with. But I think from a basic standpoint, my belief in music education is one, that I must foster a place of growth and education, somewhere where a child feels safe and appreciated, somewhere where anyone of any background, of any musical background specifically, can come to me and to have a conversation with me in my classroom, in the middle of my class, and feel perfectly safe and open to say whatever they're feeling. I think that is the most important thing, because when you are not open to that, it becomes exceedingly difficult to be able to learn anything else. And furthermore, what I hope to teach my students is I don't hope to teach them just the skill of playing music or just the tools and the basic functions of being a musician, but I also think that the most important thing that you teach is life skills, that you teach them a way to take these tools and to take these skills outside of this basic musical practice and take it into whatever else they're doing in life. If the piano works for them as an emotional outlet, as it does with me, I would want them to learn how to play piano to be an emotional outlet. Not saying that music education from a technical standpoint is not important, but it is more important that a student is able to take these things that I teach them, whatever it is, and be able to apply it to every other part of life. I remember specifically one time before where I had my teacher, Tyler Farrell, and he taught me a life skill that I've been using until today, that he used in practice specifically. And he said that every time that he would do something right, he would give himself an M&M in a big bowl. He had two big bowls, one full of M&Ms and one completely empty. And every time he would get it right, he would put an M&M into the next bowl. And if he got one time wrong, he would take the empty bowl or the nearly full bowl and pour it back until he could do it right, until all the M&Ms were gone. And I really saw that as something that I use every day in my life. Another example of these that I had is with both Tim Coring and Greg Jenner. I had experienced great emotional attachment to them in sort of a teacher-student way, that when I was with them, I felt comfortable to be able to talk with them to do anything. I remember with Coring, I brought him a piece of sheet music that I just could not play. And I was like, Mr. Coring, I really cannot play this. And he played it for me. And he was like, you know what, Shane, I think you can. Just let me help you out. And he helped me out tremendously. And I learned how to play that piece. And I felt so comfortable and so happy with that experience. And with Jenner, I talked with him so often and I worked with him so often, and we were extremely honest and open to each other about how we were feeling in these musical aspects of our lives, that I created a wonderful relationship with Mr. Jenner, and I admired him as a musician. I think those were some of the most important points in my growth as a musician, and where I really decided that I was going to be a part of this and to be a music teacher. And that's what I believe, wholly and truly.